first three verses of chapter 12. Okay. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamalам Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padansaha Ganalalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishnavanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And now we'll say some prayers in glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Utirayet Nashtapreshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Nashtaki Krishne Sadhamapakate Dharma Gyadibhi Saha Kalau Nashtam Rishamesha Purana Harko Dinodita Anartho Pashmam Sakshat Bhakti Yoga Madhoksaje Lokasya Janato Vidvams Chakre Satate Samhitam Yasya Vaishriyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhakti Upadate Pumsam Shoka Mohaya Apaha. So thank you, my dear brothers, for joining me on this wonderful adventure of drinking the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, as we understand, is the personification or the literary incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna in this current age of Kali. What does that mean? That means just as Krishna is infinite, just as if Krishna is very beautiful and has all those opulences. What are the six opulences of Krishna? Why which he is known as Bhagavan? Let's see. Can somebody enumerate them? Why is Krishna called Bhagavan? What does Bhagavan mean? Parashamani talks about this. This is discussed in chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. Text number, I think, 4 or 5. Prabhupada talks about it. The meaning of word Bhagavan. He has Shad Aishwarya Purnam. He has six opulences in full. What are those six opulences?
All wealth, all
Wealth,
beauty.
beauty, yes. So Krishna is the most wealthy person. So Srimad Bhagavatam is also the most wealthy person. As you right now know, Bhagavatam is being distributed all around the world. So the richest people, they are worshipping Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has the most opulent position. Most beautiful. Bhagavatam, as we study its verses, as we study them, and as we appreciate on daily basis, you will notice you will appreciate them every day in a new perspective. And that is the definition of beauty, something which you can appreciate day after day in a unique manner. What are the four qualities? Krishna is known for his renunciation. So although Bhagavatam is could be either being worshipped either by or being read by the richest person. It does not mind being read by a poor person. It gives its mercy to each and everyone. It doesn't differentiate between poor or rich. Krishna is known to be most powerful, and same thing is true for Bhagavatam. Many people who have read Bhagavatam, their lives have completely changed. What medicines, what psychological counseling couldn't do, Bhagavatam can do by simple reading. Krishna is known for his fame. I mean, Srimad Bhagavatam is increasing in its fame day by day. There is no end to it. So, because of all these and intelligence, where do we get most intelligence from Srimad Bhagavatam? So, Bhagavatam is same as Krishna, has all those qualities, and we're very fortunate to meet Krishna today in form of his book, and we're doing it as a group. So, thank you for being part of it. So our verse for today is chapter 12, text number 1. I will sing it once and then I will request everybody else to also sing. Shaunaka Vacha Ashwathamano Pastrishtena Brahma Shishnoru Tejasa Uttaraya Hato Garbha Ishana Jivita Puna. Let me say one more time. अश्वत्थामोऽनुपसृष्टेन ब्रह्माशीर्ष्णोरुतेजसा उत्तराया हतो गर्भ ईशेना जीविता पुनः. Okay, someone else, we can go in circle the order.
शौनक उवाच अश्वत्थामनुपस्थितेन ब्रह्मशिष्णोरुतेजसा उत्तराया हतो गर्भ ईशेन जीवित पुनः.
Very good, Krishan, very good job.
Shanak Vacha Ashwattham Brahmasi Shishnoru Uttaraya Hato Garbha Ishena Jivita Punaha.
शौनक उवाच अश्वत्थाम्नोपसृष्टेन ब्रह्मशिष्णोरुतेजसा उत्तराय हतो गर्भ ईशेनाजीवितः पुनः.
प्रभु
शौनक उवाच अश्वत्थाम्नोपसृष्टेन ब्रह्मशीर्षनोरु तेजसा उत्तराय हतो गर्भ ईशेनाजीवितः पुनः.
शौनक उवाच अश्वत्थामनोपश्रेष्ठेन ब्रह्मशीर्षणोरुतेजसा उत्तराय हतो गर्भा इषेण जीविता पुनः.
Okay, thank you everyone. Translation. The sage Shaunakar said, the womb of Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parīkṣit, was spoiled by the dreadful and invincible Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama. But Maharaj Parīkṣit was saved by the Supreme Lord. Purport. The sages assembled in the forest of Naimisharanya inquired from Suta Goswami about the birth of Maharaj Parīkṣit. But in the course of narration, other topics like the release of the Brahmastra by the son of Drona, his punishment by Arjuna, Queen Kunti Devi's prayers, the Pandavas' visit to the place where Bhishma Dev was lying, his prayers and thereafter Lord's departure for Dwarka were discussed. His arrival at Dwarka and residing with 16,000 queens, etc. were narrated. The sages were absorbed in hearing such descriptions, but now they wanted to turn to the original topic, and thus the inquiry was made by Shaunaka Rishi So the subject of the release of Brahmastra weapon by Ashwathama is renewed. So here we are hearing Shaunaka Rishi asking questions again to Suta Goswami. Why? Because they had got distracted in one sense, but in a good sense. Like in our case, when we are thinking about Krishna, we easily get distracted by smartphone, reels, this and that, or material desires. But in their case, they got distracted by another set of topics about Krishna. It was not a bad distraction. It was just you can say a diversion because there are so many topics of Krishna that can be discussed. Any topic which discusses Krishna or his devotees is equally beneficial. So they were talking about Kunti Devi's prayers, punishment by Arjuna, Bhishma Dev's passing away, and Lord's departure for Dwarka. So in all those cases, they were not talking directly about Krishna, but they were talking about Krishna's devotees, and that is equally beneficial. So now Shaunika Rishi realized, hey, we forgot the main topic that uh, we were hearing about the main listener of this Bhagavatam, uh, Parīkṣit Maharaj. What happened to him? How was he saved? So let's get back to the topic. So that is why Prabhupada is saying that the subject was being renewed. The inquiry was being made and again by Shaunaka Rishi. Text 2, I'll go into the translation and purport. How was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was a highly intelligent and a great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place? And what did he achieve after his death? Purport. The king of Hastinapur, now Delhi, used to be the emperor of the world. At least, okay, before I read the purport, I want to say something else before I go into this. So, up until now, in this section, in these two verses, then we'll read the purport of text 2 also. What is being discussed? We're talking about Mother Uttara, who is the mother of Maharaj Parikshit, how her womb was spoiled. We're hearing about Ashwathama. We're hearing about Maharaj Parikshit. So, in this discussion, often we hear glorification of Maharaj Parikshit, but we rarely hear about the glorification of Mother Uttara. Now, Uttara played a very important role here. She was the one who gave birth to the great pure devotee, Maharaj Parikshit, isn't it? So sometimes the mothers, they go in the background. They're not really appreciated for the work which they are doing. Here, we're hearing very briefly about her because she's not playing a big role. One time, I hear from some devotees that hear from Radha Swami Maharaj that in our movement, it often happens that it is the women who become pure devotees, whereas the men they keep fighting for position, name, fame, philosophical issues, and forget the purpose. Like, what is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement? What would you say? Why are you part of ISKCON? Why are you reading Bhagavatam? What is your goal? Let us hear it. We can go in circle. Everybody tell me what's the goal of being part of Krishna consciousness movement. Say in one or two lines, please.
To develop the love for Krishna.
Very
Prabhuji.
good. Your love for Krishna. Very good. So that's a very clear goal. Anybody else?
I was going to say the same thing, Prabhuji.
Okay, you can say in your own words.
Yeah, so maybe to improve my taste for bhakti.
Very good. To have taste for bhakti. Very good. To have taste for Krishna's name, Krishna's pastimes. Very good. Anybody else with a different answer? Okay, no. Very good. So these are the two answers, which are very good. This should be our goal, that we want to your love for Krishna. It is not that our goal is not necessarily to make big temples or distribute a lot of books. Those are all things which are meant to help us in developing love for Lord Krishna. That is the goal. Having big festivals, distributing lots of books, having a lot of people at our home for programs. Those are all what do you call instruments in arousing our love for Krishna. We do all those activities to develop more love for Lord Krishna. So here, Mother Uttara, she gave birth to a pure devotee. And in regards to her, Parishit Maharaj, in the book Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he says this verse. What did he say? He says, Nijapriya Sakhya Sakhasyatra Shri Subhadra Pateraham Yena Putraya Garbhe Tava Sajjanma Lambita. Krishna himself granted me the fortunate privilege to be born here, from your womb, as a grandson of his dear friend Arjuna, the husband of Shri Subhadra. Before that, another verse, Parīkṣit Maharaj says, another verse in glorification of Uttara. He says, Shri Krishna jivite matas tadiya viriha sahe tavaiva yogya prashnoyam na krito yaschana kashana. My dear mother, for you who live only for Sri Krishna, separation from him is intolerable. This question of yours, so Uttara had asked some questions which we'll discuss in a moment, is most praiseworthy. No one has ever asked this question before. So Mother Uttara, she's known by her son of her devotion. He knows how wonderfully devotee my mother is because she stays in the background. Public doesn't know, people don't know. But here we have a hint that it was the womb of Mother Uttara in which Krishna went. It was the prayer of Mother Uttara in response to which Krishna went. Would Krishna hear anybody else apart from his pure devotee? No. Krishna doesn't hear anybody else. For others, what Krishna does, Krishna sends his material energy to participate. But in case of Uttara, Krishna personally went into the womb of Maharaj, the womb of Mother Uttara. So her womb and she herself is glorious. Because in one sense, she gave birth or she conceived or she had two people in her womb. One was Parīkṣit, other was Krishna. So Krishna for a moment went and took shelter of womb of Mother Uttara. Why? Because Krishna was reciprocating with the love which Mother Uttara had for him. In another verse in Bhagavatam we hear, what do we hear? This is a verse from first canto, chapter 10, text 9 and 10, where it is said that all the women, and the women's names are given, Subhadra, Draupadi, Kunti, Uttara, Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, and some other, they almost fainted when Krishna left. It was impossible for them to bear separation. And there, the name of Mother Uttara is mentioned twice. Why is it mentioned twice in that verse? Because when somebody has deep affection for the Lord, the author himself or the speaker himself, Sutta Goswami, couldn't stop himself for appreciating the glory of Mother Uttara. And how much love she had for Krishna that he mentioned twice. That Uttara, she actually had so much love for the Lord that she and other ladies, they fell unconscious in separation from Lord Krishna. So Mother Uttara is a very special devotee of the Lord. And interestingly, after the end of Bhagavatam, which is supposed to be spoken in 7 days, there was a short period left where the Bhagavatam was finished. Then Uttara was there on the scene and she told Maharaj Parīkṣit, "Oh Maharaj Parīkṣit, you heard the Bhagavatam, but I am a woman, I was kind of like deprived of understanding the whole message. Can you please summarize this for me?" So at that moment, Parīkṣit Maharaj told two stories. And those stories talk about only the essence of Krishna consciousness. They talk about Prema Bhakti for Lord Krishna. So these both mother and son duo are really amazing. We glorify Parīkṣit Maharaj to some extent, but we really glorify Mother Uttara, who is playing a very important role here. Although the world doesn't know, but Krishna knows how much love she has for him. It actually doesn't matter even if people don't know, because at the end of the day, the material world is temporary. No matter how many people know you, after a few years, nobody will know you. But Krishna will remember you if you have love for him. So here we're hearing in these two verses about a little bit about Mother Uttara, and Mother Uttara's glory is being hinted. And that is what I wanted to highlight, that how Mother Uttara is so glorious that she gave birth to Maharaj Parīkṣit. So she has such special love for the Lord. So that was the first topic I want to touch here. Now let us hear this purport to verse number 2. Who would like to read this purport? Or somebody can read this purport, that'd be great.
I can go, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Purport. The king of Hastinapur, now Delhi, used to be the emperor of the world, at least till the time of the son of Emperor Parīkṣit. Maharaj Parīkṣit was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother, so he could certainly be saved from an untimely death due to the ill will of the son of a Brahmana. Because the age of Kali began to act just after the assumption of power by Maharaj Parīkṣit, the first sign of misgivings was exhibited in the cursing of such a greatly intelligent and devoted king as Maharaj Parīkṣit. The king is the protector of all of the helpless citizens, and their welfare, peace, and prosperity depend on him. Unfortunately, by the instigation of the fallen age of Kali, an unfortunate Brahmana's son was employed to condemn the innocent Maharaj Parikshit, and so the king had to prepare himself for death within 7 days. Maharaj Parikshit is especially famous as one who is protected by Vishnu, and he was unduly cursed by a Brahmana's son. He could have invoked the mercy of the Lord to save him, but he did not want to because he was a pure devotee. A pure devotee never asks the Lord for any undue favor. Maharaj Parikshit knew that the curse of the Brahmana's son upon him was unjustified, as everyone else knew, but he did not want to counteract it because he knew also that the age of Kali has begun, and the first symptom of the age, namely degradation of the highly talented Brahmana community, had also begun. He did not want to interfere with the current of the time, but he prepared himself to meet death very cheerfully and very properly. Being fortunate, he got at least 7 days to prepare himself to meet death. So he properly utilized the time in the association of Sukadev Goswami, the great saint and devotee of the Lord.
Yes, thank you. So now we heard about the glorification of Mother Uttara, how wonderful devotee she was, how much love she had. But what are some of her qualities? So, as we say, a fruit of the tree doesn't fall very far away from the tree. So, by seeing the qualities of Maharaj Parikshit, we can understand the qualities of Mother Uttara. But somebody can question and say, hey, Siddhari, you're just making things up. You're being poetic. Give us some evidence. How can you say that Mother Uttara had so much love for the Lord and she was a great devotee? So here we're hearing a very important quality of a pure devotee. What is the quality of a pure devotee? That he does not reject any upheavals in his life. He never asks anything for himself or herself. He accepts the difficulties which come as Lord's mercy. So here Maharaj Parikshit was being, as Srila Prabhupada is writing, was being cursed. He was enough powerful that he could have rejected the curse. But he said, no, I deserve it and I will accept it. Isn't it? Similarly, Mother Uttara, just a few chapters ago, we heard that an arrow was being launched at her womb. And she writes a prayer, she speaks a prayer to Lord Krishna. She says, oh my Lord, you can kill me, this arrow can kill me, I don't care. But in my womb, there is a pure devotee of yours. Kindly protect him. So she doesn't ask anything for herself. She doesn't care whether she gets destroyed. The only thing she cares is that she is able to give birth to a pure devotee. So a great devotee is never disturbed for his or her inconveniences. He's only concerned about his service to the Lord. So here, Parikshit Maharaj knew he has one service to do to the world. What is the service? He has to become the listener of Srimad Bhagavatam. And he knew that he could do that in 7 days. Since he knew that he can do the service, he didn't mind getting cursed. He said, that's it. The indication has come for my service. My main service in this material world is going to become the listener of Srimad Bhagavatam, and I can render the service. Mother Uttara knew that her service was what? To give birth to a pure devotee. Similarly, whatever service comes to us, given to us by Krishna or his representative, whether the smallest thing or the biggest thing, that service itself is our greatest wealth, coming from a pure devotee. That is our greatest wealth. And a devotee is only concerned about how to execute their service and nothing else. So here, Mother Uttara knew that she wanted Parikshit to live, and here Parikshit knew he wanted Bhagavatam to be spoken. So they didn't oppose any of the uh, unjustified curses coming at them, or any of the unjustified arrows coming at them. They happily accepted. They said, "Okay, bring it on. We deserve it. We are happy to accept death. Death has got no problem at all. We just want to do our service." So Mother Uttara wanted to give birth, and Parikshit wanted to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is one quality which we can say is similar between Mother Uttara and Maharaj Parikshit. Another quality which Prabhupada is talking about here in the purport is that Prabhupada says, being fortunate, he got at least 7 days to prepare himself to meet death, so he properly utilized the time in association with Shukadeva Goswami, the great saint and devotee of the Lord. So a pure devotee is always hankering for one thing, which is what? Association with great devotees of the Lord and association with Lord Krishna. For them, they're both in the same. Why are they same? Because Maharaj Yudhishthir says, what does he says? That the Supreme Lord, the great devotees of the Lord are personified pilgrimages. Like if you go to Ganga, if you go to Yamuna, you have to take a dip. And sometimes Ganga and Yamuna collect so much sinful activities that they are tired of accepting sin of us. However, the great devotees are actually moving pilgrimages. This is the word spoken by Yudhishthira Maharaj towards Vidura, he says. Why? Because they are carrying in their heart the Supreme Lord Krishna. So the association with the pure devotee is same as association with Krishna. Because pure devotee is carrying Krishna in his heart. And that is a moving, it's a not a fixed pilgrimage, it's a moving pilgrimage, moving holy place. So here we hear Parikshit Maharaj only wanted one thing. What did he want? Association with pure devotees. What did Mother Uttara wanted? Association with Krishna and great devotees. So after Maharaj Parikshit hears the whole Bhagavatam, Mother Uttara goes to Parikshit and knows there's some time left. She doesn't cry, "Oh my son, you're going away. Who will take care of me? What about my insurance? What about my old age? This and no." No. What is he complains? He says, "Oh Parikshit, you have heard so beautifully Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you please comprise that? Can you please compress that and give me the essence of Krishna consciousness?" And seeing that, Maharaj Parikshit is very happy and he speaks Brihad Bhagavatamrita, which is one of my favorite books. Once you all finish Bhagavatam, I highly recommend. Or even parallelly, you can also do that also. Once you finish first canto of Bhagavatam, you read Brihad Bhagavatamrita. It's a book beyond sweetness. Super sweet. It talks about Krishna's sweet pastimes and the mood of Krishna's love. So that book is basically a discussion between mother and the son, where Mother Uttara is asking questions and Parikshit Maharaj is answering them based on what he has heard in the Bhagavatam. So these are some qualities of Mother Uttara and Maharaj Parikshit. So we have about 10 minutes left because I have another meeting thing in about 15 minutes. So I would like to open up for any questions or comments anybody has right now. Actually, wait a second. Let's do one more verse before we take question and comments, because then it will finish the section. This is the third verse. Because Shonakar is still asking questions. Let me finish this section, then you can take it next verse next time. Okay, next verse. We all respectfully want to hear about him, Maharaj Parikshit, to whom Shukadeva Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. Okay, someone can read purport here.
We all just the purport, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Sukadeva Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge to Maharaj Parikshit during the remaining 7 days of his life, and Maharaj Parikshit heard him properly, just like an ardent student. The effect of such a bona fide hearing and chanting of Srimad Bhagavatam was equally shared by both the hearer and the chanter. Both of them were benefited. Out of the 9 different transcendental means of devotional service to the Lord prescribed in the Bhagavatam, either all of them or some of them or even one of them are equally beneficial if properly discharged. Maharaj Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami were serious performers of the first 2 important items. namely the process of chanting and the process of hearing, and therefore both of them were successful in their laudable attempt. Transcendental realization is attained by such serious hearing and chanting and not otherwise. There is a type of spiritual master and disciple much advertised in this age of Kali. It is said that the master injects spiritual force into the disciple by an electric current generated by the master, and the disciple begins to feel the shock. He becomes unconscious, and the master weeps for his exhausting his store of so-called spiritual assets. Such bogus, such bogus advertisement is
And
going on in this age, and the poor common man is becoming the victim of such advertisement. We do not find such folk tales in the dealings of Sukadev Goswami and his great disciple Maharaj Parīkṣit. The sage recited Srimad Bhagavatam in devotion, and the great king heard him properly. The king did not feel any shock of electrical current from the master, nor did he become unconscious while receiving knowledge from the master. One should not, therefore, become a victim of these unauthorized advertisements made by some bogus representative of Vedic knowledge. The sages of Naimisharanya were very respectful in hearing about Maharaj Parikshit because of his receiving knowledge from Sukdev Goswami by means of ardent hearing. Ardent hearing from the bona fide master is the only way to receive transcendental knowledge, and there is no need for medical performances or occult mysticism for miraculous effects. The process is simple, but only the sincere party can achieve the desired result.
thank you, Roshni. I appreciate. So here we are hearing about some more qualities of Maharaj Parikshit. What was his qualities? That he uh, heard the Srimad Bhagavatam from his spiritual master Parishit Maharaj. And how did he hear? He heard it ardently. And in doing so, he received transcendental knowledge. What is transcendental knowledge? Transcendental knowledge means understanding who we are. What is our identity? Just like right now, Kishan's identity is that he is an employee of GE. He is a male. He is a PhD student from, or he has a doctorate from University of Michigan. These are some of his attributes. Similarly, we all have spiritual attributes in spiritual world. Like Harsh could be a Sakha, Roshni could be a Sakhi. We could have different identities. But what are those identities? What is our roles? Those are all in the spiritual world. How do we receive them? By hearing ardently from our spiritual master. Because when a spiritual master speaks, when a pure devotee speaks, it opens up our heart. And in that heart, he nurtures the creeper of devotion. And then naturally, we understand who we are. Just like nobody has to tell you the steps to start walking, it naturally comes out. Similarly, by hearing and chanting, the natural capacity of the soul to engage in Krishna's service is espoused, is aroused. Now, here we hear that Parishit Maharaj engaged in this process with Maharaj, with the Shukadev Goswami. What about my mother Uttara? Mother Uttara also engaged in the same thing, because today the theme is Mother Uttara. After the ending of Bhagavatam, she asked questions to Maharaj Parikshit. It is not that she said, "Oh, I'm a mother of great devotee. I don't need this process. I can just enjoy the glory of being the mother." No, she engaged in the same process, asking questions and answers, asking questions to great devotees of the Lord. So the process is same for everybody. For pure devotees also, they also engage in the same thing. In the Gita, we hear that the great devotees enjoy talking about Krishna, asking questions to each other. Mat chitta mad gada prana. Their thoughts are always engaged in thinking about my life, and they're always enjoying, relishing, asking each other about Krishna. So Mother Uttara also engaged in the same thing. Although she's not so much famous, but she's following the same process. And I want to highlight this line by Srila Prabhupada here in the purport, which is very important. That what is the way of achieving this transcendental knowledge? Let's see. Ardent hearing from bona fide master is the only way to receive transcendental knowledge. Not distracted hearing or distanced hearing or passive hearing, but ardent hearing. Ardent hearing means what? Being present. being fully present, being really eager, being really focused in hearing from spiritual master, from pure devotees. Now, I am not such a devotee, but Srimad Bhagavatam and the writings of Srila Prabhupada are. So when we are studying this, we are ardently reading this, we're getting some effect. But that does not take away the need for us to hear from a living spiritual master in person with focus, with eagerness. However, if we keep following the process of studying these books, then Srila Prabhupada, seeing our sincerity, Krishna, seeing our sincerity, will send a spiritual master, just as in the case of Parīkṣit Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami came, and in the life of Uttara, Parīkṣit became the teacher. Okay, so I'd like to end here. Anybody has any comments or questions we can take now? If we don't have any comments or question, then we can go around in a circle and everybody can share in one line or few lines what did they like, what did they not like, or what is something which they would like to take home today from our today's discussion.
Prabhuji, a small question is that in Gita we study that Krishna asks us not to leave our duties, but put him in the center and do our duties, right? But here
All
in
right.
this story, we see that Maharaj Parikshit
Yes.
left everything and went to like listen like Bhagavatam in the last 7 days, right? So isn't that
Right.
contradictory to what Krishna says and what Maharaj Parikshit did?
Yes. Very good point. That in one place Krishna is saying that we should fight the war. He's telling Arjuna, you should fight the war, be conscious of me. And another place, Parikshit Maharaj is not being asked to fight the curse and stay around, but but he actually, in Krishna in his heart is telling him that he should renounce and engage in healing. So that is the thing, that Krishna is very individual. He is personal. So for everybody, for anybody and everybody, there's a different instruction at different time and place. So when Arjuna was there, he was at a stage in life where he had to fight the war. So there's a place in our life where we are asked to do work or this or that. But there's also be a place in life when we have to give those up. Like Prabhupada says, number of places. After the age of 50, we should accept vanaprastha. What does vanaprastha means? After the age of 50, there should be as less possible as possible, as much less as possible engagement in family life. Our focus should become Krishna consciousness. So we can keep that goal in our life. That if we make it to 50, then after 50, definitely, I won't be interested in my family life. I'll be interested more in how to serve Krishna. I will change the focus of my life. So like that, depending on where we are in life, our duty becomes different. And they should become more and more aligned with what is our eternal duty. Because our duty eternally is not to work, keep working here. What is our eternal duty? To engage in Krishna and Radharani's service, isn't it? What does love for Krishna means? To serve Radha and Krishna. So as we go towards the goal, our duty and our service should change, isn't it? It should evolve. So that's what should happen.
Yeah, thank you.
Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, we could go in circle and everybody can share. What is one thing which you'd like to take home from today's discussion?
I think I can go first, Prabhuji. For me, it was
Okay.
how Mother Uttara always stays in the background and never accepts or like is glorified, but her importance is the one which drives or like was like the reason why we are able to get this nectar.
Very good. Yes, the birth or of the Bhagavatam, because she's the one who gave birth to Mother Parikshit. Very good.
I can go next, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm.
I think my main takeaways amongst other things is the two qualities that you've highlighted today for devotees. I think the first thing is the way, I think it's a pattern, especially in Bhagavatam, we see time and time again, from whatever limited we have read, but still that there's so much misery in everybody's life, or like in materialistic point of view, one would think they're always struggling. But in a very subtle and like like the way things are seen separately, as in whatever miseries we have is not like a direct reflection or a proportionate thing as to how devoted we are, or how devoted one is, at least in pure devotees case. So that acceptance of miseries and how happily they do it, and they're not bothered by it, and being focused on that one service that they are performing, whatever what it might look big or small, but finding that one thing and just dedicating ourselves to it. I think that is one major takeaway for me, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate.
I could go next, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the beautiful class. I just found this thing that Maharaj Parīkṣit did, that Shravan, after doing ardent hearing, Shravanam, I mean, he had just 7 days, so less than 7 days after hearing Bhagavatam. So he could have just gone and secluded himself and just chanted Krishna's name, and then let death come upon him. But he did the other um, limb of bhakti that was very important, that is Kirtanam, as you mentioned. So I found it very interesting. So without sharing that message that he received, it would have been incomplete. So yeah.
Very good. Thank you for that. Shravanam and Kirtanam. Yes, after hearing, chanting naturally happens. Someone is so happy to do that. Very good. Next. Okay, looks like I'm not getting much response from everybody else, so we could stop here because I have to also go somewhere for another appointment. I really appreciate the opportunity to glorify Mother Uttara and to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam here today. I ask forgiveness that my presentation may have been lacking something, but I'm very much hopeful. This is like me, you also feel very inspired reading these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam and hearing the commentary of Srila Prabhupada, who is one of the champions of Srimad Bhagavatam all around the world. And I pray the mercy of Mother Uttara and Maharaj Parīkṣit and Srila Prabhupada come in the life of all of us. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you everyone for
Thank you so much,
participating.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Shri Nandagaon ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Harsh.
Krishna.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much,
joining.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.